today we're here with Tom Decker. He's the president and CEO of the Attic Depot, one of the leading authorities on attics in the U.S. And I never realized how much the attic actually affects my house, because that helps determine what my electricity bill will be, how long my roof will last, and also how long my AC unit will last. And you know, those are things that we have to replace regularly. And I know there's a lot of confusion out there, Tom, about insulation.
Right.
Can you go over what insulation actually does and what R value means, and how much should we really have in our house? And I'm always curious, you ever seen a house, I know you can have too little insulation, but have you ever seen a house with too much insulation?
Yeah, actually I have seen them with too much. I had a customer, he actually had 3 feet of insulation in his attic, and he was saying that he still couldn't control the heat in the house. It was too cold, or he was trying to cool it, and it wouldn't stay cool in the house. Well, the problem was his attic was 170 degrees, so it was heating up all the ductwork. He really wasn't losing efficiency through the insulation, it was all from the ductwork. So we had to get the attic temperature down. So insulation is a balance between, you know, good insulation, which you need about an R38, which is 14 inches, and good ventilation. So you want to keep the attic temperature down.
But I'm curious, I've heard that before about the R38. How did they come up with that, or who came up with that?
So the energy department's actually the ones that set that and said, you know, in this environment, that the temperatures that we have, that when you're air conditioning the house, an R38 is what's ideal. So if you go up to like Michigan or Minnesota, where it gets minus 20, 30 degrees, they actually say you need an R49 to an R60 in the attic, because there's such a big temperature differential. So I always ask people this, I'll ask you, maybe you know the answer. If it was 70 degrees inside the house and it was 70 degrees outside of the house, how much insulation would you need on that particular day to keep it cool?
0.
You wouldn't need any, because you're
It's
already,
the same temperature.
it's the same temperature. So the farther the temperature gets away from the temperature you want inside the house, the thicker the insulation needs to be.
But that means if it's 100 outside and I don't have any insulation, it's going to be rough in the house.
It's pouring into the house, and if you've only got 3 or 4 inches, it just takes minutes for the heat to go right through the insulation. It's coming right into your house.
When my mom's house, you know, when it was built, I don't even think they were putting insulation in. You'll find papers and all that stuff in the house around 19. Later they add a little bit, but I think they added 3 or 4 inches. And I couldn't tell it was doing much of anything. I mean, it helped a little.
It helps, yep, but you need about 14 inches, and that's what's going to separate that. So the thicker the insulation is, the more time it takes for heat or cold to transfer through there. So to kind of give you an idea what insulation actually does, it's a little story I like to tell. It's like, in the middle of July, go to the grocery store, buy two bags of ice, throw one in an insulated cooler. So a 3 or 4 inch nice insulated cooler, and it could be 150 degrees in your trunk. Put one, just leave it in a plastic bag, drive 20, 30 minutes, you get home, you open the trunk up, and you pull the bag of whatever it may be in the cooler, which will be a bag of ice because it was insulated. Next to it, you have a bag of water. Like, where did all the ice go? It's all melted because there's no insulation. There's nothing to hold the heat or cold in there. So you have to be well insulated.
Well, I know about the bag of water because one time I put a bag of ice in the trunk with the groceries, and I forgot to take the ice out, and so that bag was leaking. So
yeah, I've done that where I'll throw it like in the trunk, and I'll get home real quick, and I think, oh, I got home, and then I get there and half the ice is melted. It's like, why do you even buy this? It's all melted. Same thing in your house. So you're spending the money to cool the house off, but you're not doing anything to hold that cool in there. So you cool it, the cool's gone, the heat's coming back in. So
well, the electricity company's got to love you. I mean, because
they do.
Because you're just pumping it in, and it's going right out. It's basically, in essence, going right out the window.
It's funny because they actually did a study on this, and I don't have all the figures in front of me, but the gist of the story was, 10 years ago they were talking about all these incandescent bulbs, and we got to go to fluorescent, and then they went to LEDs, and how much energy we were going to save, and then they did the study, and they said, if everybody just insulated their house properly, we would save over 100 times that much energy compared to the light bulbs. And nobody really talks about insulation because there's a lot of money in light bulbs, and that's why they regulated all that. Insulation's not that expensive, and there's nobody really profiting off of it, so they don't push it as much. But it's the biggest energy hog in your house.
And how long does insulation last? I mean, if I do it today, how long can I expect that?
So the insulation that we use is guaranteed to settle less than 2% over a lifetime or 20 years. So if you put it in there, it's going to stay wherever we put it in there. Other insulations, they actually will settle over time. So a lot of people say, well, it seemed like the house was insulated pretty good, or it used to stay kind of cool in the house, and now it doesn't seem to work as well. And you go up there and you'll see there's been a lot of settling, or they've had a lot of workers up there and things have gotten moved around, the insulation's been compacted or something like that. So if the house is over, say, 10 or 12 years old, I would definitely recommend having the insulation levels checked and go up to the R38. Before 2002, the minimum code was only an R18. So if your house was built in the 80s or 90s, odds are you don't have enough insulation. Have us come out and take a look at it.
So if your house built before 2000, the odds are you need insulation because they were putting a lot less in there.
Yep, more insulation and more ventilation, and we'll come out and do an attic inspection. That's the first place to start.
So I know you're one of the best. What kind of deal can you offer the folks today?
Yeah, so we do have a good deal on insulation. Right now we're running a special. Normally it's $1.90 a square foot for 8-inch ad of insulation. What we're doing now is we're going to cut that price in half. So we'll do an 8-inch ad for 95 cents a square foot. So we'll do the whole attic, and then we'll also include a free attic stairway insulator. That's for your pull down stairs. Actually, we have some behind us that actually staple in, and it just insulates that attic door as well. That's a big energy hog. So we want to take care of the whole envelope of that attic floor, and that's part of the
my
special.
door was hanging down like an inch or two. I was losing a ton until I did that.
Yeah, you can lose as much energy to that door as like what you would cost it to condition a whole attic or a whole bedroom. So it's a big energy. Some people say 15-20% energy loss just through that door. So we'll take care of the door, insulate the attic properly, and really cut your energy costs down.
And you were talking about it as an investment. So if you were just looking at it dollar for dollar, what kind of investment is it really? I mean, I got to invest my money. Everybody invests their money somewhere.
Yeah, I love when people ask me that. They say, well, how much does insulation cost? And I'm like, it's kind of funny you ask because insulation has a little upfront cost, but really if you take it over a 2 or 3 year period, it pays for itself. And if you take it over 10 years, you might have tripled your money because it just keeps paying for itself. Because it's not something you have to do over and over again. If somebody told you could buy a stock today for $1,000 and in 2 years it would be worth $2,000, and in 4 years it would be worth $6,000. I mean, it just keeps paying for itself. Would you do that? And everybody says, well, yeah, I would do that. Well, why not put that money in insulation? You're also going to get the house is going to be more comfortable. Air conditioner is going to last longer because it's running less. If the air conditioner is running 20 or 30% less, it's like miles on your car. You're going to get a lot more life out of your air conditioner.
Well, like I said, in my own house, I just renewed my energy contract and it went up 30%.
Right.
And what I like about this is, it wouldn't shock me. One of the guys worked for the power plant because there's other things going on out there. They said it could literally double in the next 10 years. I don't know if it is or didn't, but I'd sure like to protect myself from that.
Yeah, so if the rates go up, if they double, but you're using half as much energy as you were using, your bill didn't go up at all. So it always makes sense. You want to use the least amount of kilowatt hours as you can.
So it can actually protect me from these crazy prices.
Exactly, yes, because if you're using half the kilowatts, even if the rates go up, you're not using that much. It's like a car. If you get a car that's getting 100 miles to a gallon and gas goes up a little bit, it doesn't affect you that much because you're so efficient.
So that brings up interesting question. What's going to happen to my AC unit if I have enough insulation?
It's going to run less. Your air conditioner is actually going to run less, and so it's going to last longer. So the less that unit runs, it's like a car. The less miles you put on it, the more life you get out of the vehicle. So you don't have to replace it as much. So it really makes sense. And those prices keep going up too. So insulation just kind of protects all of that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
One more time, why don't you tell the people what kind of deal you're willing to offer, Tom? I know y'all do great work, and you've been at this for a very long time.
Yes.
And don't you guys only use your people? You're not subbing nothing out?
Yeah, so we do things a little bit different. We don't sub anything out. All of our guys are trained by me, basically factory trained. We've got the top of the line equipment, brand new equipment, new trucks. We don't put oil, we don't drip oil in your driveway. I've had people work on my house and I have a new driveway put in. They leave and I've got oil stains on my driveway. It's very irritating. But so we use new equipment. Our own trained technicians. They all work for us. So if there's an issue, I just send them back out. We gotta make sure we correct it. If you're subbing out, you're going with companies that sub it out. Nobody's coming back because you get the tail light warranty, which means basically when the truck drives away, your warranty's up. We give a lifetime warranty on everything that we do, and we do it right the first time.
Oh, so, my wife will love that. Peace of mind.
Peace of mind. Our deal is normally $1.90 a square foot for insulation, 8-inch ad. The reason we do an 8-inch ad is because if you have 8 inches of insulation or 6 inches in your house, that's about where most people are. It's about 6 inches. So we'll add the 8 inches and then bring them to the R38. So that's where we want to get them. And we're doing that for half price. So 95 cents a square foot. So kind of give you some math. If you have just 1,000 square foot of an attic space, you're looking at about $950 to do that space. If you have more, but we measure when we come out and we get you an exact price while we're there. And we also throw in a free $299 value attic stairway insulator and comes with it for free.
That's awesome because I know that's probably one of the lowest cost home improvements there is.
Yeah, I mean a lot of times it's not that expensive and it pays for itself. Within just a few years, it's all paid back. So
that's incredible.
And it's great peace of mind. It makes the house a lot more comfortable. So most people say, how long does it take to pay for itself? I'm like, it depends how you look at it. If you look at just energy savings, a couple years. If you're looking at comfort, peace of mind, air conditioner last time, it pays for itself the first day, because you'll notice a difference right away in the comfort of the home.
Oh, I love that when you do something you notice right away.
Exactly.
And it's so hot here, I'm sure that doesn't take very long.
It doesn't take long, exactly. Yep, a lot of times the people say, oh, I can tell you were in the back bedroom. I can tell where you guys were blowing because it's changing the temperature in the house that fast. So, if it's a hot or cold day, the more extreme it is, the better you can feel that.
Well, I'm glad I had you guys out to the house. I want to thank Tom for spending some time with us today. It really helped me understand it better. I hope it did you guys. We appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.